Hello and welcome to Web Vibes Only, where we talk about all things web and web adjacent. This is a very special time for us because Keller and I are not in two separate frames. We're together here attending ngConf, where we also took the opportunity to have a casual conversation with Chau Tran. For those of all who don't know Chau, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name is Chau. I'm an Angular GDE. I work at NX, which is a monorepo tool, right? It's just build system. And yeah, you can reach out, I guess. No, we're not going to say that, right? But I think that's it.
Yeah, no, I mean, we'll leave Chau's socials on our show notes. And I kind of skipped over Keller. I feel bad. He's also here with me. Keller, want to say hi?
Yes. Hi, I'm Kyler. I'm a regular co-host here, and we're really happy to have Chau. Sorry. And another reason that this is special is we are at ngConf 2025, and Chau just gave an incredible talk on Angular 3. Angular's, I guess I'll let you talk about this, but it's Angular's version of Three.js. And it was pretty epic. So when this comes out live on YouTube, we will link it below in this video, and you can see a little bit more about it. But yeah, Chau, is there anything you wanted to?
Yeah, well, I mean, our brains are still blown away from the demo that she gave as part of your talk. But we both will love to hear what was your inspiration. Let's get started from there.
Okay, it was spite.
Yes.
It was pure spite. No, it's just so I said it jokingly, but it's serious. At the time, at the time when you go on Twitter, at that time, everybody is like, look at these like Three.js demos, Three.js projects that people put on social media, and they were like, wow. And it was all in React.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, in the React ecosystem, there's a really good or popular library called React 3 Fiber. And they use the approach of the renderer, a custom renderer or reconciler in React ecosystem to basically take the JSX, turn that into Three.js. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, can we do that in Angular?
Why not? Yeah.
And yeah, it was quite some time. The first year was tough.
Yeah.
And,
so when did you get started? Because I know you've been working on this for a while. What version of Angular did you start with?
So the idea, like from when I sit down and I init the Git repo until now, it was about 3 years, more than 3 years.
Okay.
Okay. And of course, I know that React 3 uses the renderer.
Yeah.
So I wanted to use the renderer as well, but the documentation on the custom Angular renderer was very limited. So there's really nowhere you can find anything about the renderer except for the code, the source code of Angular repo.
Yeah.
Is that, hey, there's an interface called renderer2, and that's it. So I have to dive into it. The first year was a lot of trial and errors. I have wrapper
Did you find
components.
bugs while diving?
No,
it's perfect.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I wrote wrapper components, wrapper directives, and all of that stuff, but I cannot keep up with 3. And finally, something clicked. You want to hear about it, or?
Yes. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
the tricky thing with Angular and Three.js is that it's still on the web. So we're still dealing with the web platform. Now, and everything you can find about Angular renderer is for other platforms. So native script, for example, is for native UI. There's a tutorial for rendering to a terminal. So completely different platforms than a web, which means that if I run into a div, a span, a bund, what can I do? I don't want to render those. I don't want to deal with those because it's already on the web.
Right.
So the question that I have to answer is that, is there a way for me to fall back to the default DOM renderer of Angular? And it was tough to find out. It was tough to find out. So yes, you can do that. And after I find that out, I start working on the renderer, and it keep improving it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you just had to like debug it a lot.
Yeah, I had to.
Just to see like how to get the fallback right.
Right.
Yeah.
Not just that. It's just how do we get in there?
Yeah, how to render for the first place.
How do I provide my renderer to Angular?
Yeah.
And how does Angular know to fall back? Or
Right.
basically how in my renderer, I have the instance of the default renderer.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that seems a lot because it's not easy to even dissect something like that, especially when no one else was even trying. I don't think.
I know.
Yeah,
it was tough at the
it's
time.
like
but
a very niche thing you found for yourself.
yes, but I'm a very spiteful person.
Yes. Yes, I think the best code comes out of all of us when it's spite driven.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Yes. I
But
think
but it was really fun. It was really fun to talk about it. It allows me to learn a lot about Angular internals, right?
Yeah.
How Angular core works.
Right.
Now, when you put a structural directive in your template,
Yeah.
oh boy, you're in for a ride. The Angular takes you to a lot of loops to finally end up where things fall into place correctly.
Right.
Because you have your parent, you
Yeah.
have content protection,
Right.
Content protection with a structural directive.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's tough.
Yeah. You've gone through that journey, I can
Yes,
tell.
exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want to look at my console logs. But yeah, it was fun. Figured it out.
And so then what would you say, because if you started 3 years ago, so Angular must be, that was before 15 then.
Yeah, roughly around
Yeah.
16, 17, before Signals for sure.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Signals was 16.
Yeah,
Or 15, yeah.
It was
So it was
before
before Signals.
Yeah, it was before Signals. Yep. So everything
you-
was in observables.
Would you say that was easier or harder than...
I did not have a
Or did you wish for
choice.
something like Signals
No,
at
not
then?
really.
Or no?
Not really. You know, I don't remember really, but
Yeah.
I think the Angular team just came out with Signals like
Okay.
very quickly from
Oh,
ideas.
as it started. Yeah,
from
that's
ideas
true.
to like
Yeah.
experimental APIs.
Yeah.
So really, even as GDE, you don't have a like a plan ahead. I guess.
Right.
So I didn't really have a choice at the time.
Yeah.
So I tried to make the best out of observables.
Mm-hmm.
But when Signals came out,
Yeah.
and it makes more sense in terms of templating because when you render it on the template, it's synchronous.
Right.
So I just switched to Signals.
Yeah.
And it just takes a long time for things to settle down.
Yeah.
Well, like as I work on it, effect APIs change.
Right, yeah.
The timing changed.
Yeah.
Why my stuff stopped working?
Yeah.
Oh, because of this. Because
Yeah.
of the timing.
Right.
So yeah.
Is there any changes that the Angular team brought into Angular since you started working on this, other than Signals, that you felt made it a little bit easier?
Control flows.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Control flows.
Control flows.
Yeah.
And although I do use a trick with a structural directive for my library, because so in Three.js, for some objects that you can change the object itself by a parameters, by an options object, like a material, right? You can change
Yeah.
the color. You create a material and then you can change the color on the fly.
Right.
With things like geometries, because those will get sent to the GPU to compute the positions.
Yeah.
If you change those, you have to remove the old one, recreate a new one, and attach that new one to the object.
Yeah.
That idea works really, really well with structural directive. If you really know what structural directive means,
Right.
It just means that I want to defer something when it gets teared out. When my expressions change, I want to tear that down, recreate it. That's what structural directive do.
Yeah.
So I lean onto that idea and create a custom directive to help with those cases where you need to pass constructor arguments to these objects. And it works super well. I think it's really, really clean.
Okay.
It's the cleanest that I can think of because in the React version, you have props, right? When you create the props, the reconciler will use that props.
Yeah.
And then you return like an object back to the React core system. What the React 3 fiber does is that they have to change the node, the internal node, when that change. Same thing with Angular. When you debug Angular code, you will see something like T node, V node. When you console log the injector, you will see
Right.
those.
Yeah.
Those are internal nodes that Angular keeps track of your elements.
Yeah.
React has to change that. We don't have to because the structural directive does that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
very cool. It's very cool. I can talk about it all day.
Yeah, I know. It's for someone who spends so much time looking at it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That was a change that came as part of the Ivy rendering engine too. It made it
That's-
a lot more flexible. That
That's
way,
true.
right?
Exactly. I wouldn't imagine doing this with the Vue engine.
Yeah.
It might not have even been possible.
Probably not. Yeah.
So if you had to do that in Vue engine, then it might not have been possible. Then.
Yeah. I wouldn't try.
Okay.
I wouldn't try.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's a really good use case for rendering engine. So that was a major project for the Angular team. It took them a long time.
Yeah.
Some of the other things that we had been waiting for as Angular developers, it took a long time for them to get to that because
Right.
they were working on Angular Ivy
For so long, yeah.
But this is a case where Angular Ivy is worth that effort because it makes things like this possible.
Yes.
Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Yep.
I think Angular team's own productivity is like so much more higher ever since they've for themselves have
I
the
agree.
Ivy. Yeah.
And the thing is, it doesn't get talked about a lot.
Often enough.
Yeah, it's like, Ivy is the game changer. It's an enabler. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. But what does it really enable?
Right. Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, they made it for you.
In a way, it shows you how powerful Angular is.
Absolutely,
That nobody
yes.
even has to worry about that.
And
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's see. Does Vue Chau work? Well, it works.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah. And to have all of those as Signal APIs also.
Yeah.
Not just like Vue Child and everything about a component anything that renders on a template can be a signal, and that just
exactly
boosts the performance. I can
content
only
Chau,
imagine.
yep, everything that you can imagine. Like basically anything that has to do with Angular core
Yeah.
and how they provide you data from the template. And
Yeah.
custom renderer works out of the box.
Yeah. Have you ever tried any other frameworks or libraries that you or do you have a project next that you want to go into out of spite?
I was
Yeah.
until the new Angular area comes out. I was gonna do the React area one.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Nice.
That one
Yeah.
is nice, and then
Yeah.
their documentation is good.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's one thing that I wanted to
Yeah.
do. Now there are absolutely more things that I want to do, like something like Astro, but that's above my pay grade for sure. That is Brandon's pay grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all the time. I don't know how you and Brandon have all the time to do all these things.
We
but-
don't. Let me tell you a story. Another story with Brandon is that the ng files, the .ng files.
Yeah.
That was done in 4 hours.
Wow.
Really?
Yes, we got together just one afternoon,
Wow.
and we did like the first demoable things that we put on Twitter. 4 hours.
That's awesome. For anyone watching this, that was when Brandon Roberts is he's the main creator of Analog.js, which is a meta framework built on top of Angular. It's built on top of the Nitro server engine.
Yeah.
And it uses that for things like file-based routing. Well, when we were considering an alternative authoring component authoring syntax for Angular, Analog provides a Vue-like approach to that, and when that came about, it used a .ng file extension, and that kind of created some controversy.
Just a little bit.
To put it lightly. But I think that was an important experiment because I think it showcases first the versatility of Angular and what you can do with the way it renders things and the way it compiles components. But yeah, that I just wanted to provide a little bit of background on what you were talking about there.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
that's crazy that you guys got that done in 4
it's
hours.
in one afternoon, one sitting in one afternoon.
Is that just because Nitro is that powerful?
No, it's actually Vite, not Nitro.
Vite?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Analog's really mostly a Vite plugin,
Vite,
right?
yeah, it's just transforming.
Yeah.
So basically, we take whatever you input in that file, we transform transform it into a compliant Angular component before we feed that into the compiler.
Okay.
So it's pretty fun. It's a lot of like TypeScript ASD thing, but yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell the viewers?
No, I mean, like, if you want to talk more about it, viewers, if you want more details, pick my brain on the Angular renderer, you can always reach out to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I don't know anyone else who knows. You mentioned it in your talk today, to you, like Angular renderer is not talked about enough, but I also think you're the only one because you've done such a deep dive. No, the reason is like you've deep dived into it, and I don't think anyone has spent as much time exploring it, and I think that's the reason we are not able to appreciate it in a way that you are.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, I see. Yeah, things like that are very natural. Like, oh, we'll try. It should work.
Yeah,
right?
It's like I take it for granted. Like I don't think I appreciate it as much as you would because you spend so much time.
Yeah, it's literally what you return from the create element. And that's what Angular is gonna provide back to you.
Yeah.
So you can kind of imagine that. Wow, the DOM renderer is gonna use document.create element for the diff and return that HTML diff element back to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So when you put like a div, like a button on your template today, it's not that until renderer use document to create it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're getting toward the end of our time here, but one thing I wanted to do to close, do you have any parting thoughts? Any advice for people that might be watching this?
Use Angular renderer. No, I think there are so much potentials to Angular renderer. It's just that you need to find like a case for it. I've seen people from the React ecosystem, they use that of course for Three.js, they use it for D3, they use it for rendering PDF. Right?
Wow.
Think about it.
Okay.
Right? Rendering PDF.
Wow, yeah.
So think about that.
Yeah, why not?
If you can turn a configurable JSON, express that JSON in a hierarchical templating kind of thing, and then feed that into a component, an Angular renderer. Now you get a PDF, configurable PDF.
Yeah, you don't need any other plugin.
No, you
or
don't
anything.
need to. You don't need to. You control all of that through the renderer. It's very simple. You just override what you need.
Wow.
Right? When you see, let's say when you see text, okay, do something. You just have to find a underlying PDF JavaScript library.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the possibilities are really endless, I think.
Yep. That's my main takeaway.
Yeah.
It's not about promoting Angular 3, but it's actually, hey, this is what is possible.
Right.
With the renderer. Yeah.
What about you, Ankita? Any parting thoughts?
And I think it's just always fun to watch. Anytime I watch a demo by Angular 3. Well, I just also realized you never really talked about the name. I think that's kind of important for anyone who doesn't have the context. You kind of jumped on the name when there was no Angular version. And that just worked out conveniently for you. But it's like a great opportunity because we just went from Angular version 2 to Angular 4, and so.
Oh yeah, I forgot that joke too. That's an insider joke. Oh,
Angular 3 finally exists.
Yes. I would look at Mark and say Angular 3, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's But then another parting thought is look at the other ecosystem.
Yeah.
They have some cool stuff. Yes. They have some cool stuff, and then start thinking about what you can do. With what you can have. Again, of course, you have to know about renderer to even think about it. So I guess that's what I'm here.
Yeah, and we truly appreciate that so much. Well, I also would love to know if there's anything else on your wish list from Angular team that you think will even improve the performance even more or make the just the interaction better.
Custom element schema. Please fix that. Please fix that.
Oh yeah, I don't think anyone really talks enough about that also.
I guess like a lot of people from the web components, web elements community, they ask for it a lot. Yeah. And all we heard is that, they're going to work on it. They're going to look at it.
Yeah. I mean, if we had Angular elements long time ago, and I don't think that's even being worked on. I may be wrong, but...
Now, the thing is, there's really nothing to work on Really.
Yeah.
They just work.
Yeah.
They work.
Right.
I mean, like what they can do is probably make the output a little bit lighter. But the thing is, they have to make the core works better with custom elements in general.
Right,
So now, then Angular elements can maybe be a thing that we can promote.
Right.
Now that, hey, custom elements work.
Yeah.
And Angular provides a way for you to build your custom elements.
Yeah.
Right. So now you have a bridge to
Right.
promote people, because I can write Angular components using Angular elements, but using it kind of sucks.
Yeah,
So.
it's not intuitive
Yeah.
in my experience. It's not something that
Yep.
you just pick it up easily. You kind of have to understand, like, wait, what?
Yep,
What's
yep.
going on here?
So
But,
that the whole story about custom elements, improve that. It would be great. You can see how I was struggling to type the NGT mesh and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
If it was like TypeScript based like TSX, then I would just override some interface that like from the DOM lib.ts that TypeScript has,
Yeah.
and to provide that elements.
Yeah.
Well, you cannot do that with Angular.
Right.
You have to do like custom element schema, and now that like disables some checks for you, so that's kind of like this decrease some of the developer experience, right? But
Yeah.
That's my wish. That's my wish. Custom element schema, please.
Yeah, I
fix
think that's a good one. And hopefully, maybe, who knows, maybe by next NGConf.
Yeah, maybe after this talk they will
Yeah.
consider it.
Yeah. By next NGConf, that's what we'll be demoing next year. Maybe.
I don't know. It really depends on the family.
Yeah. Well, that's always the case.
Yeah.
All right, this has been fun, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.